Hello and welcome to high school football action here in week 2 on the channel. We have the Northeast Jays at home taking on the Southeast Raiders. Last time these two teams met back in season 1, the Jays put the pain on the Raiders at home, beating them 24-5. That was the lowest output of any team so far in high school football history. The Raiders looking to repeat the favor and embarrass the Jays in their home stadium. I'm joined in the booth as always by my color commentator and co-host Optimus Klein. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, ready for some action. Looking forward to this one. Jays high-power passing attack last week got them the win on the road, which I'm pretty sure was the only road victory last week. A couple records broken for their wide receiver, 19 catches, 263 yards. Looking forward to that. A little 1-2 punch for the quarterback and receiver, and hopefully the Jays can get Ricky Robinson involved a little bit more here tonight as well.
Yeah, you got to have balance to win in this league. Gail Reilly, though, last week, absolutely phenomenal. Like you mentioned, 19 catches. Ended up winning Player of the Week honors for the team. And for the first week of high school football, his final stat line was 19 catches, 263 yards, 2 touchdowns. Imagine he's going to be a focal point for Parker Thomas and that Raiders defense that got a little bit run over last week, but here we go. Kick is underway. Game is underway. Raiders will get the ball first from the end zone line. Taken out is Roger Chambers. Brings it out to the 22-yard line. That's where this offense is going to get started.
Yeah, Mark Johnson Jr., the quarterback, number 16, going to lead his offense back on the field for the first time here. He did pretty well last week. It's just their defense got completely gashed by Rocky Clearwater, who set a rushing record, had 200 yards on the ground. His last 3 carries lost 9 yards, and unfortunately lost that 200-yard day, but still a record nonetheless.
Hand off to Chambers up the middle. He's going to get one. You mentioned Chambers last week. He averaged 4 yards per carry, got a little overshadowed by the guy on the other side. But yeah, this Raiders offense is very talented. Let's go through it. Quarterback Mark Johnson Jr., running back, as we mentioned, Roger Chambers, fullback Tyrone Stamper, wide receivers Otis Boudreau, Carlos Rowe, and Hayward Durant. Tight end is Gino McFly. We'll get to the offensive line after this play here on second down. Handoff up the middle. Chambers going to take this one for 3, 3rd and 6. Offensive line from left to right, we got Sammy Brockman, Joseph McNutt, Brooker Bradley, Eduardo Packer, and Antoine Tim.
Good old Antoine Tim, the legend.
Johnson had a good week last week against the Eagles. He had 1 pick, but besides that was pretty solid. He's going to throw here for the first time. Under pressure, throws out. Route caught. Otis Boudreau gets a foot in bounds and moves the chains.
Yeah, Boudreau, he had a touchdown last week, first of his career, looking for another big day here today. The receiver on the other side, we were calling his name left and right as well. That was Rowe. The offense, they seem to be moving the ball a lot better than the Raiders offense did last season. So already looking like an improved squad here for Southeast.
It's nice to see that because Bart John really struggled. Dan Short, though, throwing the challenge flag and seeing if this one actually got caught in bounds. Take a look. We have a decent angle from this, and I think
that's close.
I think they're going to call it inbounds. It depends on what you're going to say with the toe.
Yeah.
It's going to stand, it looks like, as Bart John's clapping. So all you Jays or Raiders fans at home, you can take a breath now. Chains are moved. Let's take a look at this Jays defense, though. Dan Short really did a good job with them. Overhauled completely, though, now. Defensive line is Herbert Wheat, Harlan Metzler, Alva O'Donnell, and Keith Beasley. Linebackers, Joe Mays, Leland Clarkson, and Olin Conaway. We'll go to the secondary after this play on first down. Handoff Chambers up the middle. A little bit of a lane, 4 yards. Cornerbacks are Lewis Mobley and Maximo Schumann. Safeties, user player Sam Blotner and Elvis Barton.
Good old Elvis, a strong safety. You love to see it.
Blotner had a pick last week, so look for him and see if they avoid him or go right at him. Toss play to Chambers, right side, can't find the edge, and only gains 3.
Yeah, that was a great tackle by the linebacker Conaway. Chambers, he's low at running back, so really good job by the linebacker to bring him down on first contact.
Third and 3. We'll see if they go to the air, go to the ground. They have 3 receivers on the field. Johnson the throw to Boudreaux, nearly picked off as it was tipped up, and Blotner had his hands on it for a moment.
Yeah, really close to being a pick there. I'm not sure why they threw it and decided to throw it over the middle of the field, especially with Blotner lurking at free safety. But if I'm Bart John right there, I call another run play. Chambers has been doing pretty good so far in this ball game. I know it's early, but just continuing his success from last week.
Punt unit on the field, and punt is away. We'll get to see it. Take a look at this Jays offense after this play. It's going to start at the 22-yard line as well. Offense for this team, of course, Adam Klein, brother of Optimus Klein, at quarterback. Ricky Robinson, the running back in the backfield. Brenton McCool, the fullback. Wide receivers, Denny Garnett, and, of course, Gail Reilly and Rudolph Calabrese. Tight end is Myron Say. Offensive line, Barry Justice, Roy Stroud, Edmund Shields, Dewitt Baldwin, and Lowell Irvine.
Yeah,
Irvin.
Really, really good offensive line here for Northeast this season.
Going to throw across the middle and incomplete. They might call pass interference on Parker Thomas as they were looking for Garnett.
There was a lot of traffic right there. It's really hard to not make contact with all those bodies next to each other.
Sure enough, going to be an automatic first down for the Jays on 22. Let's take a look at this defense for the Raiders. A lot of user players haven't lived up to the success of last season yet. On the defensive line, D. Dent, Asaloa Richardson, Jonathan Gist, Jeremiah Mitchund, linebackers Armani Langford and Lucas Ryan, both users. Christopher Lang, safety, secondary, Parker Thomas, Jay Hayden, Alexis Greenberg, and Cristobal Meadows.
You were so close on Osceola. So close.
Handoff is not going to go much of anywhere on first down. I can't. I'm trying to remember how I said it now. Langford is in the backfield.
It's all right. It's still young in the season. All right, we'll get all the names.
Osceola. I said Osceola. That's what I did.
Yeah, you just got to say the E. Osceola.
Hey, I'm coming from California. We drop letters left and right.
Oh, man.
Second down throw, out route caught, and picks up the yards they lost on the first play, but not much. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Yeah, it looked like the slot man, Calabrese, number 83, and he took over the number of Nigel Sams, the former number 1 receiver for Northeast last season. He's out doing big things in the College Football Alliance right now for the Green Hornets.
3rd and 9, 4 receiver set for Klein. He's going to throw across the middle. Open. Oh. All the way down. No one's going to catch him.
Wow.
Gale, really? Can anyone stop this man?
I just don't know. This is my first. Oh, that was Garnett. Yep. This is my first experience of the Jays offense live, and let's talk about that pass. Beautiful throw, perfect touch on that, right between the poor safeties, and Parker Thomas trying to catch up there, just can't quite get to him. And uncharacteristically, this Bart John Raiders defense is having a rough time this season, partner.
I'm not sure where Jay Hayden was on that play, but Greenberg was over the top. Hayden was nowhere to be seen. Beat Parker Thomas on that, and yeah, we know Dan Shore likes to sling it. That was a beautiful throw to Garnett there, and this team rolling early in this game. Raiders secondary struggling early, and that was a matchup. We wanted to see how Parker Thomas could hold up in coverage, and it's not a good start for him.
I think what the Raiders' game plan was in this one was to shut down Gail Reilly And well, we didn't see him on that play. That's that's for sure. But they forgot about the other receiver, the actual number one receiver of this offense, and they paid the price on that play.
Yeah, it's hard matchup to try to stop this offense, it looks like, early in this season. But we'll see what Bart John has drawn up for the rest of the game. On the other side, though, he needs to figure out something to do with this offense. We talked about getting the ball to Roger Chambers more, as that seemed to be working on that first drive.
Yeah, it was working pretty well. And, 3rd down and 3, they decided to throw it, 15, 20 yards down the middle of the field, which obviously didn't work out too well. And it looks like they're going to throw it here, 4-receiver set.
Johnson, indeed, going to throw out route to Boudreaux, who spins out one man and gets the first down.
Yeah, and a nice tackle by Blotner, because Boudreaux could have been off to the races if Blotner missed that stop.
Yeah, good containment from the safety for the Jays. And Boudreaux getting targeted a lot more often early than he did in week 1. It took him a bit to get going last time he was out on the field, but this week not so much. Getting targeted, I think it's his 3rd target this half, in this quarter. Hand off to Chambers, who finds a hole, going to get 8.
Yeah, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Chambers so far this season. We mentioned last week he kind of got overshadowed by Clearwater, who broke the record for rushing yards in a game. So, basically makes all the other players forgettable. But Chambers was really good, really solid, and hopefully they can rely on him heavily the rest of this season.
Slant route caught. That's Boudreaux again, his 3rd catch, 29 yards on 4 targets. And now, the Raiders going with this high efficiency run pass system, and so far it's working.
Yeah, they tried to run this a bit last season, and it just didn't work at all, especially against the Jays, where the offense didn't put up any points. They got a field goal and a safety in that game, and they just got absolutely crushed by Northeast.
Chambers breaks the tackle in the backfield, but can only get back to the line of scrimmage as he is brought down by the defense. They had immediate penetration, and number 92 was the man who finally got him down to the ground. That was
Beasley.
Beasley, yes.
Yeah, he's a pretty solid defensive end. We're going to have to keep an eye on the matchup up at the top of the screen against that right tackle.
Draw play. Chambers blows by them all. Going to get the first down. What a call there from Bart John.
Yeah, immediate pressure from Beasley again, and a perfect play call allows Chambers to just run straight past him untouched. Look at the immediate pressure. There was actually a linebacker blitz on the outside, and linebacker did not stand a chance.
It's one way to slow down that blitz is to throw some draws in there, make them have to think twice about blazing off the edge.
Yeah, it's just an absolutely perfect play call. They couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Bunch at the bottom. Going to do another draw up the middle. Chambers breaks a tackle, and he's going to get 8 yards.
Man, he is such a beast right now. It's his 3rd run, I believe. That's 8 yards or more. So just keep feeding him, because he's only going to get better as the game progresses.
Talk about Blotners. They show him on the screen right now. He's been in on most of these tackles already. He has a nose for the football.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that you want that as a defensive coordinator for your safety to be making every tackle.
Chambers going to get the first down. Yeah, it's not always the best situation to have to rely on your safety for that. But sometimes when the safety's going to play in the box, like Blotner does at times, it's good to know that he can make those tackles.
Yeah, he's made a couple one-on-one stops so far already here in the first quarter against Chambers. So, Short, the head coach, definitely trusts him enough in those one-on-one situations.
First down and 10 now for Johnson's going to hand off to Chambers again, who gets 2 yards on that one. One of his poorer runs of the drive, but still getting positive yardage.
Yeah, positive yards, always falling forward, which is something you definitely want in a big bruising running back like Chambers. And, this is going to free up the secondary a little bit for Johnson to throw the ball the more and more that Chambers keeps running the football productively.
Johnson changing something to the line. He sees something in that defense, And two safeties back deep. They're going to throw. Johnson across the middle. Going to get to Bedreau. Gets 4. Oh, that's not Bedreau. Excuse me. That's number 82. See who that was. That, if I look at the sheet here, that would be the backup wide receiver, Titus McLeod.
Yeah, nice catch for him. 4 yards. Now, last time they were in this kind of situation, they threw it about 15, 20 yards downfield. Let's see if they played a little bit more conservative, maybe some out routes.
Johnson the throw, quick drop, throws caught, and first down going to the tight end this time. Yeah, he was looking in the area of Geno McFly, ended up getting brought down by
Mancuso.
Mancuso, that's a name.
Oh, it's something else, that's for sure. Look at those numbers for Chambers, 4.2 yards a carry, 42 yards already in quarter number 1. I mean, he's just been fantastic today.
Just consistently moving the chains. Johnson to throw. Out to Chambers, who's a little style point's going to get 6 yards.
Yeah, first catch of the day for the big running back. You love to see that. I'm not sure how many catches he had last week, but it wasn't very many.
You didn't really use him out of the backfield as a passer, really just as a runner. Nice to see him getting involved, spreading the ball around. We haven't actually called Hero's name yet. Interesting, he was kind of the main target last week. He's at the top of the screen now inside the red zone.
One high safety.
Johnson looking out to Chambers, who's going to get the ball and get a yard.
Yeah, 2 straight completions to the running back. I don't hate it. 3rd and very manageable right now. I'm not sure what they're going to call it. Every time they've been in this situation, it's been short. Well, one short pass and a deep shot down the middle. So I have no idea what Bart John is going to draw up for this one.
3rd and 3. Johnson going to toss it out to Chambers. Chambers swerving, and if he took a better line on that, I think he may have had a chance at the first down, but he's going to lose yardage in 4th down coming up.
Yeah, a toss play to a power back. It's a little bit of a rough call there, but you're right. You know, if he takes a better angle, doesn't try to push that more to the outside like he did, I think he may have had a shot at moving the chains. But instead, we're going to see a Raiders field goal try. This will be about a 27-yarder.
Kicker Bryant Duong out for the try. Should be fairly routine, even here in high school. Kick is up. And kick is good, 27 yards, as you said. And that's the first points for the Raiders on the day. 7-3 ball game here in the first quarter. You're watching high school football here on the HCU. If you're interested in like what you see, of course, you can join the Discord in the description. You can make a player. We're still accepting player submissions for Season 1. Get on one of these 8 schools. Going to college.
The cutoff is week 4 for new players, by the way.
End of week 4, so get them in. We're in week 2 right now. Neal in the end zone for the Jays. I'd like to see them go to Ricky Robinson a little bit on this drive. We haven't gotten to see him outside of one play. To be fair, we haven't really seen the offense that much because they're just scoring very quickly.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember if Robinson even carried the football. Didn't they throw it to him? I don't even remember. I just remember the big touchdown pass.
Well, either way, we'll see if he gets the touch on this drive. It's going to be a throw. Cline underneath, caught by that time really for 6.
Yeah, really taking over the number 80 from last season, the legend, Art Swain. He was their number 4 wide receiver. But look at the rating right there. Perfect passer rating for Adam Cline, 82 yards and a touchdown. I think he's been the best quarterback so far in this young season.
Cline to throw out to Robinson, who's going to turn it upfield, get a first down. Hey, get him ball one way or the other. Move the chains, Vang on the tackle.
Yeah, outside linebacker bringing him down. But yeah, whatever you could do to get that running back to football, you do it. If you're not going to run it to him, at least throw it to him out of the backfield. And it worked out for him. Fell forward, got the chains moving again. And Cline looking like he's going to throw it again here.
Something that the Jays struggled with last season was balance. Didn't really have a running back. And so getting Robinson involved as he's going to get the ball again. Only one. I don't necessarily like that one as much since there's about 3 defenders sitting waiting for him. But what I was saying, get balance. That's something they struggled with last season. They had to kind of go away from the running game with Monterey and Van. Having Robinson allows you that dynamic. So we reached the end of the first quarter here. Jays up 7-3 over the Raiders.
Yeah, the running game for the Jays last season was basically non-existent. I think their best runner all season was Emery Schofield. That was their fullback. So he even got a start at halfback in the final game, if I'm not mistaken. And Zayden Van played better at fullback, blocking for Schofield. So it was really weird, the rushing attack for the Jays last season.
Climb to throw. Quick throw to Robinson. Tries to spin. A little bit early. Doesn't work. It's funny, we mentioned Robinson. Now they go to him 3 times, all out of the backfield as a receiver. And trying to get him into space. Not working, though, on this drive.
Yeah, they're still trying to get the playmaker the football. I mean, I don't hate it. Just would like them to design something a little bit more downfield because now you're stuck in a 3rd and 7. But we do know that they can throw it deep.
Klein to throw. Oh, he's lofting it deep. He has him. He's gone. The Jays are flying into the end zone, and that's Gale Reilly.
Wow. This guy is insane. And let's talk about the quarterback, Klein. Look at the arm strength just over the outstretched hands of 35. Is that Greenberg? Alexis Greenberg just couldn't get there. Had no chance. I mean, how do you compete with a quarterback that has that kind of arm strength?
Perfect throw. Perfect. I mean, it was a very simple route. Just run by him. But perfect throw. Puts it right in the bucket in stride. Touchdown, Jays. This passing offense is not missed a beat with these new players. Honestly, I think it's taken a step forward.
Yeah, I think you're right. Time and time again last season, for every team, we saw all the quarterbacks missing a lot of throws deep downfield, just a bit short. And Klein looking like he's got a little bit extra zip on his throws, and he has a pretty strong arm. So, the receivers, all they got to have is just a little bit extra speed against these corners and get behind them. And I think Klein's going to find a way to get them the football no matter what.
Raiders defense continues to struggle here early in the season. And that's not a really good sign. I don't think Bart John was necessarily comfortable on his coaching seat coming into the season. I mean, they had so many struggles on offense last season. Do you think a bad season here from Bart John's defense with all this talent? Do you think of Parker Thomas, Marne Langford, Lucas Ryan, Richardson, Hayden, with all that talent, if they continue to struggle, do you think he's on the hot seat?
I think so. I mean, last season, there was a mad scramble for the final 1 or 2 playoff spots at the end of the season, the last couple of weeks, and they just missed out. Just like the other team that we're seeing here tonight, the Jays did. They just barely missed out on it as we get a nice interception there.
Sam Blotner, his second pick in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's a beast, man. My goodness. But, yeah, back to the Raiders. I mean, the struggles last season for them, as we get a look at this replay, just a perfect read by Blotner. Easy interception for him as the receiver left his feet and saw defeat. But Bart John, the struggles for the offense, it wasn't just, the passing attack, because Cameron Davis was, he had a couple big games, but just like Benji Bailey for International Comets, pretty inconsistent as far as those big games. So, and now this season, the defense is the struggle. The offense moving the football a little bit, regardless of the interception that we just saw. But I don't know. It's gonna be rough sledding, I think, if they can't figure out the defense. Last week they got gashed on the ground. This week so far the Jays are killing them through the sky. So just a lot of unanswered questions so far for Bart John and this defense.
Osceola Richardson getting to Klein, forcing the errant pass on first down. Yeah, I think that that's a guy that might be in trouble if this defense continues to struggle, especially how they ended last season. I mean, the Jays were on such a high. Dan Short came in and really gave them a chance to make it into those playoffs, and they were cruising. And then, the tiebreakers didn't quite work out for the Raiders. On the other hand, I felt like they started the season really strong, but toward that back half, they just collapsed. And how they played those last 2 or 3 games where they had a chance to clinch the playoffs, they just went to a shell. And combine that with how the offenses play, or the defenses play, starting this season. Yeah, I agree. It wouldn't be surprising if he's not the coach at the end of the season. Klein to throw, picked off. Raiders back the other way, and barely gets some shoestring tackle. We were just talking about this Raiders defense, and do they need a change? A pick right there from Cristobal Meadows, and the Raiders are back in business as Klein just stirred down his receiver, never saw him.
Yeah, that was not a good decision by Klein, but perfect read by Meadows. Nice interception. That's exactly what this Raiders defense needed to do to try to help out the squad. You know, Johnson threw a pick on their last drive. Hopefully he's going to come out here, regroup, refocus, and have a solid drive for the Raiders.
Hand off to Chambers. Great vision. Gets caught up on his blocker, though, only going to get 4. Managed to nearly break that one for a big run, though.
Yeah, he was bouncing off of his own offensive lineman like a pinball right there. If he was able to squeeze through there, maybe if he was a little bit smaller, you know, a couple less cheeseburgers in the offseason, he might have been able to squeeze through there, and he'd be off for the races.
Johnson under center, split backs, your favorite formation. Chambers going to make something out of that one. 4 yards, Blotner and company on the tackle, 3rd and short.
Really liking Blotner so far. You know, this is only the second game that you and I have called together in this young season, but in the 2 games, Blotner's been my favorite player on defense to watch. He's all over the field. He's making tackles left and right. He had the nice interception on that last drive. Really good player so far.
Indeed. A throw here from Johnson. Surprised to go away from the run. Out route. It's going to be incomplete. He dropped it wide open, and it's 4th down now for the Raiders. That's pretty much the worst thing that could happen right there.
Oh, I mean, the worst thing that could have happened is a pick 6, because if he actually hung on to that, the defender, there's no way anybody's catching him. Really unfortunate. That was a perfect throw from Johnson. Receiver just couldn't haul it in. And again, this was another issue that they were having last season with their receiving core. You know, they did lose Jermaine Ackerman at the start of the season, but Roosevelt Horton, Eric Owens, Ryan Carter, a lot of drops on the season. Really inconsistent receiving core. Best target was Willie Morris at tight end.
Kick. Going to... They downed it at the 3. What a play by the special teams. That may be the best special teams play I've seen in APF. I mean, watch 43 right here. Misses, goes into the end zone, jumps back out of the end zone to down it at the 3.
That was insane. Usually we see the Gunners running down there and catching the ball or hitting it into the end zone for a touchback. But look at where the Jays are right now. I mean, we could see a big-time pass here from Klein, though. We've seen his arm strength already, but this is huge for the Raiders' defense.
That was Adrian Berube, as this is going to be a run to Robinson. Playing for a tackle. Yeah, Berube, though, on that play on the special teams. I have no clue how he was not in the end zone when he touched the ball.
I don't know. It looked like his leg might have been, but I don't think it was actually touching the end zone anymore. So technically, he was in the field of play. Just outstanding heads-up play by him.
2nd and 7. Hand off to Robinson, right side. Robinson finding some space. Blockers downfield. Going to get this one out past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Has to be his biggest run of his career, is it not? I mean, I think he only had, 5 rushes last week. So really good run right there. Good to see him get it going. Look at the blocking downfield by the offensive lineman running out into the secondary.
Yeah, good blocks there especially on Ryan. Lucas Ryan nearly got off of his blocking, could have blown that one up for a loss or little gain, but Robinson managed to get around the corner. Good blocking there. So you see Klein. Look at him coming out back from an interception. You have to have a short memory. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick for him in this first quarter. Let's see what.
He is a gunslinger.
Steps back, slings it. First down. And that's going to be caught out past the 36-yard line. To Brenton McCool, the fullback. Brenton McCool.
Yeah, we've seen the Jays throw it to their fullback quite a bit. I mentioned Emery Schofield, who's off in the CFA now. Where's he? Salem, I believe, with the Night Fury.
I believe so.
And he had a lot of catches last season. I'm pretty sure he had one game with 7 catches over 50 yards receiving. So they do like to throw it to the fullback here in Northeast.
Shotgun. Cline drops back, looking around, chucks it deep, middle, intercepted again. This time, it's back the other way, and he fumbles it.
Oh, no.
And the Raiders get back on top of it. So nearly a disaster there for both teams, but it's going to be the Raiders that come out the beneficiaries. Armani Langford falls on. Was it Langford with
he got the interception?
Congratulations, his first career interception. The big man Rumblin almost had disaster that when he fumbled it here, but I think it was Lucas Ryan who falls on the fumble, keeps it in Raider possession. So the Raiders,
oh my goodness,
getting the double turnover to go in their favor.
Yeah, Ryan, Ryan saving his teammate from embarrassment right there with his first career fumble recovery, if I'm not mistaken. So really good play for the Raiders defense.
First and 10, they got to get points out of this one. They couldn't turn the pick into points. See if they can turn this one into points. Johnson across the middle. Ooh, that was dangerous.
Yeah, he almost came right out and threw a pick right back to the Jays. That was intended for Rowe, who I believe that's his first target of the ball game. Johnson got to be a little bit more careful. I really want to see more Roger Chambers. He's been outstanding in this ball game.
Yes, he has. It seems like they're kind of seeming to key in on Rowe, try to take him out of the game plan today. Another guy we haven't heard from is Geno McFly.
Yeah, the Raiders, they love to target the tight end, so really surprising. We're almost at halftime.
There he is.
We're just seeing his first catch of the day and making it 3rd and 5. So good to call his name finally.
Yeah, must be the announcer's jinx. I mean, hey, it's a better jinx than some announcers' jinxes. We cause players to get the ball.
Yes, I'm sure Geno is thanking us right now.
3rd and 5. Receivers at the bottom. Johnson to throw. Pressure up the middle. Gonna chuck it deep. Gonna be caught over the top to Geno McFly to the 5.
Oh my goodness, man. 2 plays in a row. We just called them out. You guys aren't throwing to your tight end. What are you doing? Here they are. 2 plays, 2 catches. McFly getting them inside the 5-yard line here. 1st and goal coming up for the Raiders. That was a big time play. They need a touchdown here to close the gap.
At the 5, and we started talking about Geno McFly. All of a sudden, he starts getting the ball. Watch for him in the red zone, or they might go to Chambers on the ground. Stacking the box is the Jays. Johnson to throw. Looking corner. Bedreau can't keep his feet in bounds. They're going to say he's out.
Yeah, just a little bit too much air under that pass from Johnson. Led his receiver out of bounds. He did have Roger Chambers wide open out of the backfield. It was a stop route. I'm not sure why Bart John's challenging this. I don't think he's going to win it. But I think I would have thrown that to Chambers, even though he stopped on his route. He had a better shot at the reception than Boudreaux.
Let's see what happens here. Review, see if we can get a good look at it. He's about 2 feet out of bounds. So,
yeah, it wasn't even close. Not a terrible challenge though. I mean, it's the first half. They just lose a timeout. That's it. Just like the Jays also lost a timeout on their challenge in the first quarter.
Definitely didn't forget to update the scoreboard.
Don't worry about it. Nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it.
Everything's fine.
2nd and goal. 2nd and goal here from the 5 for Chambers and Johnson and company. So they're going to toss it to Chambers in the backfield. Mets loss of 5. Now 3rd and goal from the 10. Schumann was there to bring him down.
Yeah, Maximo Schumann in the corner. Just great play by him and an awful play call by Bart John. The inside runs for the Raiders have been working quite nicely against the Jays, and all of a sudden, we're just seeing them do toss plays and going backwards. I don't understand it.
It seems like maybe there's a little miscommunication because the fullback blocked inside and Chambers went outside. So I feel like someone missed their assignment there, may have affected that. Johnson to throw, end zone shot, back of the end zone. There it is. Rowe inbounds, touchdown Raiders, and it's about to be a 14-10 ball game.
Yeah, perfect play call here. Carlos Rowe, great route. Look at this crisp route. The cornerback, he has no options here. He's trying to cover 2 guys by himself. There's no safety help. over towards that hash mark, but I'm not sure what the secondary was doing. But easy touchdown for the Raiders. They desperately needed that one, especially with the way this offense has been, just going 3-and-out and turning it over.
Kick is up and good from Duong. And it's a 4-point ball game here in Northeast. The Jays still holding on to the lead, but we do have more points from the Raiders than last time they were out here, so they have something to be proud of. Close game, though. If you look at the Discord, you look at what the pick'em vote was, it was one of the closest votes of the week. It was the closest vote of the week, with the Raiders being favorites by one singular vote, 12-11. So it's panning out to be a close game, just like everyone thought.
Which is good. We love close football games here. Oh, my goodness, that man had a family. What a hit. Wow.
That was number 11. Not quite sure who that is. I think it's one of the receivers for the Jays, one of the depth receivers. And, indeed, that would be Leandro Ruth.
Yes, great-great-great-grandson of Babe Ruth.
How the mighty have fallen.
Hey, he's out here balling out, man, even though he got crushed.
1st and 10, Cline to throw, out route, going to be caught and taken for 6 yards. One thing you got to love about Cline, no matter how many picks he throws, he's just going to come back out and sling it.
Yeah, I mean, he's exactly the same mentality as the last Northeast Jays quarterback, Ian Harlan, one of my guys, He doesn't care if he throws picks. Just keep going out there, keep chucking it, and hoping for the best, like a Brett Favre type quarterback.
2nd and 4, Cline going to throw it out to the fullback, McCool, who manages to fight back to the line, but multiple defenders were there to bring him down, including Meadows, and that will bring up a 3rd and 4. Templeton, that's the backup running back.
I'd like to see Ricky Robinson get some more carries. What does he have, 1 carry right now for like 25 yards? Get him the ball, please.
He's not in the backfield on this play. I'm not quite sure why. Offsides free play, though. Cline to throw. Going to throw it deep, incomplete, but the free play gets them that 1st down.
Robinson wasn't injured, was he? I didn't see anything.
I don't know. Maybe we can go down to the truck and see if we can get some information on that, as that was an offsides, obviously. 1st down for the Jays. Maybe we can get some information from HQ on any injury situations from Robinson. Sounds like no injury from Ricky Robinson, which is good. You never like to hear a guy going down for injury. So, hopefully he gets back into this game more in the second half. Maybe they're just trying to, load management. I don't know.
Not sure. Maybe he just needed a breather.
Save him for the second half when they want to grind it out. Speaking of Ricky Robinson, there he is. Not much there. Good coverage by, was that Lang 56? I believe that's Lang.
No, it's Armani Langford.
Yeah, Langford, I meant. I thought Langford.
You to not be lost in the sauce right now, all right?
We have Lang and Vang.
No, it's
Langford and Vang.
Langford and Vang. Oh, my God.
It's Lang and Vang.
You're going to say Vangford this season. I know it. I can feel it.
I wasn't actually going to, but now that you've cursed me, I think I'm doomed. McCool going to lose a yard, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 11. So expecting them to air it out here.
Yeah, just let it rip. Chuck it deep, Cline. You want to. Everybody knows it's coming.
Look there at Alexis Greenberg. He struggled on the back end quite a bit today. Gotten beat a few times.
Well, to be fair, the one time there was no help.
Deep throw, sideline, tipped away. Good coverage this time by Cristobal Meadows. 4th down, and the punt unit is on the way for the Jays, and that will be Brooks Travis.
Yeah, Meadows, he learned from that last deep touchdown. He was right there, stride for stride with the receiver this time. Didn't give him any sort of space.
Brooks Travis taking over for Trey Saunders, who was the punter last season for the Jays, 2nd best punter in high school football. fielded at around the 17, going to go down at around the 18. That was a boring return, and the Raiders are going to come out. As what was that name?
Maldonado.
Maldonado. I don't even know what position he plays.
The backup running back?
Backup running back, yeah, Ned Maldonado. But when you have Chambers, you don't need to know the backup's name.
That's true. That is very true.
Johnson in the shotgun here on first down. Good protection across the middle, knocked away, looking for Boudreaux.
Yeah, defender got there just as the ball did to knock it loose, and Boudreaux, 6 targets, 3 catches. He was 4 targets for 3 catches, so a couple straight misses from Johnson to Boudreaux.
Yeah, a little bit late on the throw from Johnson. If he gets it there earlier, maybe he's not able to knock that one away, but as it is, incomplete, and only 3 connections with Boudreaux. I'd like to see them get back outside the numbers a little bit and try to run it up the middle. Like, they flipped it. They're throwing between the numbers and running it outside the hashes. Yeah, I want them to flip that.
Yeah, it's not working out what they're doing right now.
Hand off up the middle to Chambers. He's going to go down. Good push from the defensive line. Made him push off his spot, and 3rd and 11.
Yeah, 75. Great play right there. I mean, just blew right by the blocker. Didn't stand a chance. Chambers just got eaten alive back there.
3rd and 11 as you see empty set look from the Raiders. Dime defense response from the Jays. Boudreaux at the top, Rowe at the bottom. Good protection. Johnson checks it down, though. Not going to get to the first down. And the punt unit comes out once again, as we have had back-to-back punts now from these two teams.
Yeah, back-to-back punts. And, we've seen this Jays offense. They can score, at the drop of a hat. So there's plenty of time left for them to get some more points on the board before this half is over.
Afonso Huston? Yeah, Afonso Huston. Out to punt it away.
Sure.
Fielded and brought out to the 44. 2-minute warning here in Northeast. 14-10 ball game. It's been very close. And, the defense from the Raiders, we gave them the slack, and then immediately they had 2 picks. So I don't really know what to feel with this defense.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I think we just need to see a little bit more from them to really know what their identity is. We know their run defense was trash last week. This week started off a little rocky in the past, but they're getting a little better.
Cline to throw underneath, tipped away. I think you could more appropriately say that their run defense last week was a little rocky.
Brah. Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, I'm logging off for the night.
Well, it's just me in the booth now here. You're watching the Hammer Universe. This is high school football.
Oh, my goodness. That's tough.
Clyde in the shotgun. He's going to throw across the middle and dropped.
Wow.
The drops have been an issue for the Jays tonight.
Yeah, looking a little rough. Started off, pretty good connections across the receiving core, but now several drops basically in a row, and they're stuck in a 3rd and long situation. They haven't moved the ball an inch on this drive just yet.
You gotta give some of that credit to the Raiders defense too. They're closing those passing lanes, making it smaller windows to throw into for Adam Cline. Bunch, deep throw, left side, picked off. Parker Thomas, he gets back up and he has some room to run. Blockers ahead of him. He's going down all the way to the 43-yard line. And the 3rd pick of the day from Cline, who started off with 2 touchdowns. He has now had 3 straight picks. Parker Thomas with his first of his career.
Congratulations to Parker Thomas, who, oh my goodness, look at the vertical leap on that young man. Perfect play by him. And runs down the sideline. Look at the defense running in front of him, trying to create lanes for him to try to possibly get him a pick 6. But really good play. Raiders defense stepping up in a big, big way right now. 3 straight picks, like you mentioned. But they're still, the Raiders are still down by 4 points, even with those takeaways.
You got to give credit to Bart John's defense. They've made the adjustments. The cornerbacks are playing farther back. They're playing for those go routes that they hit early in the game, especially the throw to Reilly was on one of those. It was just a go route on the outside. And so the cornerbacks have really stepped back, and now that's 2 times we've seen the cornerbacks in position and take away one of those plays.
Yeah, now back to offense, and more of the same here between Johnson and Boudreaux. Just a bit of miscommunication from them. Several passes, we saw the one on the back of the end zone. The timing was off, and now the timing is off on the pass to the sideline as well.
2nd and 10. Johnson out route, throws swing to Chambers, who's only going to lose 2. Minute 24 ticking remaining, and 3rd down. I mean, it's a balance. You don't want to waste too much time not be able to score, but you also don't want to give the Jays the ball back.
Yeah, but you also don't want to waste another opportunity that your defense just handed you by not getting points on this drive.
Throw it out to Chambers, who gets a block. Chambers getting close, can't get there. Level. They take a timeout at the 36. I don't think this is in Duong's range. Do you go for it on 4th down here?
I wouldn't hate to see them try to come out here and draw them off sides, and then maybe try a field goal attempt. It'd be about a 53-yarder. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is the High School Football Alliance record. So he would tie it.
I can tell you right now, that would set the record by 1 yard. Michael O'Brien, last season, week 6, 52 yards is the record. Going for the record is Bryant Duong right here, I'd assume. About. Kick is up.
I think he's got it.
Just short. Missed it by that much. Duong can't hit it. Now with 58 seconds and 2 timeouts, the Jays have fantastic field position. We got to look at how close this was. Oh, it was a terrible angle, but
that's the worst camera angle in APF history right there.
There's at least 2 that are worse, but yeah, it's up there.
Oh man, I mean, he was really close. I really thought that he had it just short, maybe just by a foot or 2.
Now we'll see what Klein can do. Throwing 3 picks in this first half, see if he's going to make it 4 or if he's going to even it up, throw a touchdown. Looking across the middle, almost picked off.
Goodness.
Langford jumped it, and he wanted his 2nd.
Man, he would have went all the way with that one, I believe. I don't think anybody's catching Langford. He had a full head of steam. He would have definitely been gone.
Now 2nd down. You hear the crowd quiet down just a little bit. Everyone took you heard the gasp through the stadiums, all the moms. Got a little stressed out there here at high school football. But 2nd and 10. Klein to throw. Out to McCool. McCool is going to get back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to take a timeout. 1 remaining for both these 2 teams now. But 3rd and 10 at the 43. Now you flip the script to the other side. Now if the Jays don't pick this up, the Raiders have a chance to get the ball back, and you never know what's going to happen.
No, you never know in high school. I mean, anything could happen at any given moment here. We've seen some crazy stuff go on.
Klein, empty set. The throw. He's going to check it down, and they're just going to take him down. And no timeouts on the Raiders sideline. As you take a look there, the stat comparison between these 2 quarterbacks. Klein really slowing down to the 2nd quarter. The 1st quarter, though, where most of his stats came from. But time's ticking down. They're going to have to punt it away. But the Raiders content to go into the halftime with a 4-point game, it looks like. We'll see if anything crazy happens on this punt. We've seen some stuff.
We've seen plenty of stuff, that's for sure. I mean, who's back? I think it's Maldonado returning this, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know if we're going to see anything crazy from him, but who knows?
Good punt, no block, kick is away, and this will be the final play as it's going to bounce into the end zone. That's going to do it for the first half here in Northeast. Score 14-10. Jays on top here at home. You're watching high school football, and you enjoy these photos and highlights and stats from the first half, and we will see you after the break for the second half. Welcome back to second half action here in high school football. Raiders, Jays. I'm joined still by Optimus Clyde. What do you want to see out of the second half from these two teams?
A little bit more consistency with the Raiders offense would be nice. Like to see more Roger Chambers. He had a really good first half, and then they kind of went away with what they were doing with him originally. Too many outside runs, I think. It really hurt the offense quite a bit. And obviously the interceptions from Cline. We know he's going to throw some. You know, he's a gunslinger. He's going to take chances, but needs to be a little bit more careful with the football. Also, give Ricky Robinson the football, please.
Really surprised. Talked to Coach Dan Short at halftime. He said, yeah, Ricky's been in our plan all day, to which we responded, has he?
Yeah, what do you mean, Coach?
First and 10 here from the 22-yard line for Adam Cline and company. Throws a deep shot. Caught him over the top. Really down to the 40. Oh, my goodness. The throwing just doesn't stop. He's already over 100 yards on 4 catches.
Yeah, look at the speed. I mean, they snap the ball, and it's maybe 2 seconds, maybe, and he's already 30 yards downfield behind Meadows, the corner. That's just... How do you defend that? I mean, Jay Hayden was going over there to help him out. He probably would have tackled him if Meadows couldn't have, but just the arm strength and the way the Cline can just zip the ball in there that quickly, really tough to defend.
Indeed, first and 10 now for the Jays. Robinson in the backfield. Going to throw out route, caught, and that is to the other receiver, not really. And that's gain of 6. Yeah, these two receivers, though. I mean, that play there, it wasn't necessarily bad coverage. I mean, but he had just a step. All he needs is a step, and that's all it takes for Cline to be able to get over the top.
Yeah, he's got enough arm strength to pretty much make any throw imaginable. So, really tough to defend a quarterback like that.
Second and 4 now. Bottom of the screen might be an opening. Cline under pressure. They're going to go down. Defense gets to him, and let's see who they're going to credit with it. D. Dent, and you see Osceola Richardson was on the pressure as well. He didn't quite get there, but D. Dent going to get credited with at least a half of a sack.
Yeah, and the other defensive end as well, number 91, got in there, so he'll get a half a sack. First sack of the ball game for either team.
Wish this game tracked pressures and hurries, because for the defensive line, it's way more than just sacks. But 3rd and 13 here. We'll see where they go. Cline across the middle, going to be caught and down at 35. They did try a field goal from the 36. I don't know if they're going to try. That was the Raiders tried one from the 36, and they just missed it. I don't know if the Jays are comfortable with trying this one.
Yeah, it would tie. It looks like they're going to punt it away, though. But a field goal from here would have tied the record.
Punt is away. See how this one gets down. Good coverage from the Raiders. Bump off one of the Gunners, but that doesn't matter.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it hurts you so much. French. I think his coach has some French for him when he gets back to the sideline.
Man, it hurts so much, especially since, throughout my career playing football, that was a position that I played quite a bit of, especially in semi-pro for 4 seasons. And to see somebody down the ball inside the 5 like that, but then slide in the end zone with it, just breaks my heart.
It really does. 1st and 10. Johnson to throw. Going to throw it out to Chambers, who gets 2. And really, in a game like this, we're so close and both teams are playing well, but also not really pulling away. Special teams can be the difference. And so, not being able to, giving a team 20 extra yards pretty much can come back to bite you.
Yeah, field position plays a huge factor into close games like this one.
Picked off! Oh, where was he throwing that one to? I think he was going for the Bedreau. Completely missed his man. Complete miscommunication. Mobley picks him off. The Jays have it now in the red zone. Mark Johnson Jr., I don't know where he was throwing that.
Oh, my Mark, are you okay, buddy? He may be a little concussed. Somebody get the trainer out there. get him some smelling salts, get it figured out because he threw it to 2 Jays. There wasn't a single Raider within 5 yards of that football.
One of the ugliest throws we've seen this season, which is a shame because Johnson has been pretty solid through the first 2 games for the most part. But right there, a bit of a gaffe.
Now the Jays, I mean, they're right next to the end zone.
And they're going to throw Cline, out route, caught, tackled down. That's Langford on the tackle. Really, Langford on a really. That's not really the matchup you want. They're lucky that didn't go for more.
Well, Langford has been pretty stout in pass coverage so far in this ballgame. He's got a pick, and he's looking pretty quick out there. So maybe they just like that matchup better than one of these corners on him.
Quick for the big fella across the middle, though. Touchdown. Who is it? It's Brenton McCool with the McCool touchdown. And that's going to put the Jays up by about to be at 11.
Yeah, McCool trying to fill the shoes left empty by Emery Schofield, the last fullback. And he's doing pretty well so far. They've targeted him quite a bit here in week 2. And, I'm really enjoying watching that. It's nice to see the fullbacks get involved.
Cline didn't have any picks last week. He had 2 touchdowns. So far, with still time to go in this third quarter, 5 touchdowns and 3 picks overall this season for Adam. It's been a good season, a good start for the Gunslinger as the Raiders trail in this one. And I don't think any of us expected the Raiders to be trailing in 2 straight games late in the game with how much talent they have on both sides of the ball.
To be fair, it is another road game for them, so it's tough sledding on the road. But small improvement here as they've scored double their amount of points that they scored on the Jays last season. So silver lining.
That is true. That is true. I always find that the positives. That's why you're in the booth. I bring them down, you bring them back up.
That's right.
Kick is away and going to be fielded from the end zone. Chambers brings it up to the 27. Offense is going. If you're Johnson, you got to really shake that off because, that would a rough pick when you go back and look at that on the tablet on the sideline. I don't know if they have tablets in this high school, but whatever. They have. You look at the film on that, it's going to hurt. So you got to let that go out of your mind as a quarterback.
It's our universe. We can say whatever we want to say. So, yes, they have the tablets. All right, they have them.
They have full screen projectors.
Yes.
Johnson to throw, steps back up, and beautiful throw from Johnson. That's how you come back from an interception. Oh, my word.
Yeah, he took that last interception, threw it in the trash, set it ablaze, and completely forgot all about it. Came out, look at this throw. Stepping up in the pocket almost at a run, and a perfect throw. Receiver spins around to catch it, and a great run after the catch as well. This is exactly how the Raiders wanted this drive to start.
And Johnson are looking like he shook that, like you said, shook that pick. I was wondering what the smell of the smoke was, but I'm glad it's not my computer. 1st and 10 from the 42.
Me too, because we'd be in trouble.
Yeah. 1st and 10 from the 42 handoff. Chambers up the middle. Going to get 4 yards. We haven't really seen him too much in the second half yet.
Well, it's only 4 minutes into the second half, but we didn't really see him a whole lot towards the end of that second quarter either. They did a couple toss plays that really just shied away from him for whatever reason, because he's been having a great game. Just keep handing him off, some power O's, some ISOs, anything not a toss play.
Gonna throw it here. Johnson throws it out to Chambers, who gets a block, but Blotner puts his shoulder into him and just says, sit down.
Oh, my goodness. Massive hit on a power running back. What do you do?
He's an elusive running back, actually. He has the build of a power back, but...
Yeah, with the weight difference here, you think he'd be able to truck through some guys. Or at least try to make them miss.
3rd and 2, split backs, your favorite. Twins to the top.
Yes.
We'll see what they do here. They're going to throw it, bump coverage, and going to be tipped away, looking for McFly. The defense absolutely smothered the receivers on that play. There was nowhere to go with the football.
No, absolutely nowhere to throw it. And we're probably going to see another field goal attempt here. This would be a 51-yarder. He just barely missed a 53-yarder. So we know he's got the leg for this, but will he have the accuracy on this attempt to make it a one-score game again.
I mean, he missed short, not wide on the last one. We'll see here. Duong lining up for the kick. Would be his own personal career long. It's up. It is long enough. Good. 50 yards out. And Duong has put the Raiders back on the board. It's 21-13 here in the third quarter.
You know, it looked like he could have made that one from about 58 yards. So I'm not sure what happened on the last miss, but I think his range is probably 55 or, maybe a yard or two, give or take. But I don't know what happened on the miss, but that one made quite easily.
What a leg, especially for high school.
Yes.
And he kicks this one and puts it into the end zone, fielded by Ruth. Takes it out, and he's not even going to get back to the 20.
Now, I'm looking forward to seeing Duong for the rest of the season to see how many opportunities Bart John will actually give him to try and break that record. See if Michael O'Brien's record, see how long that'll stand.
See if they give it off to Ricky Robinson, who really hasn't not gotten enough touches.
Does he exist?
I don't know.
Right now?
I don't know what Dan Short's doing sometimes. But, hey, he's winning, so he can't really complain that much. It's going to be an out route throw caught for yards by Gale. Really, 125 yards for him. He already is approaching, if I pull up what his stats
He's got over 400 yards receiving already, does he not?
He's approaching 400. He's just shy of 400 yards, but he has just under 400 yards and 3 touchdowns and 2 games.
And 25 catches. That's so absurd.
2nd and 6, Robinson in the backfield. We'll see. Will they ever give it to him? McCool is lucky they won't. Are they going to throw it to him? Nope, not either. Across the middle, and it's going to be a first down to that's the number 1 receiver for the Jays. That would be
Garnett,
Denny Garnett. Drop the name out of my head. Adam Klein moving up in the pocket. Just a nice little
great
drag
pocket
route.
Presence. Yep. Ricky Robinson might not be getting a lot of touches here, but I'm sure he's happy that his team is winning. But I'm sure he would like to get the ball a little bit more. We're doing a lot of running formations, but they're throwing it out of it almost every time.
They're teasing him. Ricky, go get in this power eye. Get in the ball, coach. Nope. Hayden almost having a pick there. I can imagine the conversation every time he gets the huddle. Okay, jokers. Heavy set. My ball.
Mary.
Go route.
Oh man, I would be furious. Like, coach, just give me the ball. I think he's got like 1 carry for 24 yards in this game. That's a pretty solid average.
Hey, maybe he doesn't want to mess up his average.
Oh my goodness.
2nd and 10 now for them. They're still not going to run it. Across the middle. Garnett catches that one. He has his 5th catch of the day. 3rd and 7.
Yeah, 3rd and 7. It's a passing down, but how this has been going, we might just see him hand it off. Who knows anymore?
Time for a QB sneak. QB draw time.
Yes, climb up the middle for 20 yards.
I would scream. 3rd and 7 here. They're not going to do that. I get to save my vocal cords. Throws it deep right side. Picked off. Number 3 on the day. And that's Cristobal Meadows who comes down with it. This Raider defense, we dogged on them a little bit early. That's Alexis Greenberg who comes down with it. We dogged on them early, but they've had a response here in the second half.
It's actually their 4th pick, is it not?
Well, Langford had 1. Greenberg had 1. Meadows
Parker
had 1.
Thomas.
Parker, it is 4.
It's number 4.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, but they're still up by 8, so I mean, you can't really complain, right?
Offense got to do something. They're in a power I formation here. They're going to throw out of it as well. Something about teasing the running backs. And tight end's going to get 2 yards. I'd like to see them go back to Geno McFly a little bit more.
Yeah, that would be really nice because, we mentioned he hadn't caught a pass and then 2 straight completions to him, got him inside the 5-yard line. They ended up getting a touchdown on that drive. So get him involved. He's a pretty big focal point of this offense.
Baby Hammer has joined the booth here.
Yes, sir.
Throwing a corner route. That's almost going to be picked. His insightful comments will, I'm sure, enlighten this game.
You mentioned the 4 interceptions that Klein has thrown. And last season, we did see 4 picks by a quarterback, but we only saw it 2 times all season. One by former Northeast J quarterback Ian Harlan back in Week 5, and the other time was Caspian Caldwell in Week 4 for the International Comets. Both games, they had 1 touchdown, 4 picks.
3rd and 8 for Johnson. He's going to throw out route. That is going to be McFly, who breaks a tackle and gets the first down. We said to go to McFly, and sure enough, they do, and he gets the first down.
Imagine that. You go to one of your top targets, and he makes a play. That is a crazy, wild concept.
Gino's been good in this game. He's been good this season for them. He had big shoes to fill. We mentioned with Willie Morris, but I think he's done a really good job so far.
Yeah, they just need to be a little bit more consistent with calling plays to actually throw it to him.
First down, Johnson looking deep, shot, caught. Otis Boudreau, touchdown Raiders.
And they're right in it again. Oh my goodness, only a 2-point ball game. Are they going to go for 2 points right here? Might be a little too early here in the second half to do that. But perfect route by Boudreau right behind Blotner, who made a great attempt at a deflection. Just couldn't quite reach his hand out far enough to deflect it away. And a big-time throw from Johnson.
Yeah, and it does look like they're going to go for 2 points here. Blotner just couldn't get his hand high enough. It was a perfect throw over the top. And let's see what they do for the 2-point try. 5 down linemen. They're going to hand off Chambers up the middle. Untouched. We have a tie ball game here in Northeast. 21-all.
Man, it's really nice to see the Raiders offense actually put up points, because last season, in pretty much every single game, it was such a struggle. They really were just shooting themselves in the foot left and right last season on offense. And, it's good to see them keep pace with a high-flying offense like the Jays.
Kickoff now. We'll see how the defense can respond. The defense has been really good at forcing these turnovers in this game. And it's interesting, we've had 4 picks from 4 different players. Meadows, Thomas, Langford, and Alexis Greenberg. So, I mean, the only guys who really haven't, we got to see one from Osiala Richardson, right? And we got to see one from Lucas Ryan, and we need to see one from Jay Hayden, and then it'll be complete.
If we see 7 interceptions here, I'm going to lose my mind.
I think Adam Klein will too. And yes. Coach Short will too. Throw here out to Robinson. I see him get the ball, breaks 1 tackle, and gets hard-fought 2 yards.
Yeah, this is tied for the most interceptions thrown in a game by a quarterback, like I mentioned, with Ian Harlan and Caspian Caldwell from the season 1 of the High School Football Alliance. So 1 more, and Klein will stand alone on a list that I'm sure he does not want to be on.
A rather infamous group. Klein throws deep, middle, caught. Who else? That was Garnett now with his catch, getting him over 100 yards on the day, as the Jays' passing offense is just electric.
Yeah, these 2 receivers combining for 12 catches, over 250 yards receiving. And look at that, a leaping catch by Garnett as Parker Thomas goes for the dive right there, almost lands on his head. But my goodness, what a throw and catch.
Tie game right now. The Jays haven't lost a game since Dan Short's 2nd game as head coach back in Week 5 of Season 1, when they lost to the Lions 28-13. So a lot on the line for the Jays. What would that be? A 1, 2, 3, 4-game win streak dating back to last season?
Yeah, and that only loss that Dan Short had last season wasn't a bad one either. The South Central Lions were undefeated. They ended up going 6-0 before their first loss. So really tough squad to compete with. And that was the game where Ian Harlan threw 4 interceptions.
Yeah, and he went to South Central ended up going to the championship game, lost to Southwest in a really good game from Southwest. Is Robinson going to get a carry?
Holy smokes.
This guy has fallen here, and it's not going to go for any yards as it was an odd call. And for a minute there, I thought Langford was on the ground.
Yeah, we don't want to see any injuries here today, so if you could just get up off the turf, that would be fantastic.
Third and 5 for Cline and company. Drops back, looking right, deep, missed him. 4th down coming up.
Yeah, Raiders defense stepping up and getting a nice stop. We're going to see their offense take the field again. Johnson had the big touchdown pass last drive to Boudreaux. Let's see if they can continue that success on this next one. Maybe take the lead late in this ballgame.
Travis to punt. Minute 34 to go in the third quarter. We mentioned the streak for the Jays and Dan Short, who is 5-1 as a head coach. Kick is on the way. He has yet to lose at home as well. This is a beautiful kick from Travis down at the 4.
Yeah, Travis having a pretty good game punting the football. You know, Terry Saunders, the last punter for Northeast, did that quite a bit as well, knocking him inside the 10-yard line.
The Jays only have 1 loss ever at home, and that was in week 2. So they've been a stout home team. Hand off to Chambers up the middle. He's going to get 7.
Yeah, really good start to this drive. You know, they got to get Chambers involved more, and that's a fantastic way to do it. 7 yards on his first carry of the drive. Just keep handing it to him as Harlow is adding some extra commentary for us right now. Let me know how you really think. What do you really think about it, Harlow? Tell me more.
Johnson to throw, and McFly's going to drop the first down.
Oh, no.
That's kind of brutal. I think Harlow agrees as well.
I think so. I'm pretty sure Harlow is furious right now. That was a perfect play call and perfect throw. McFly just, I don't know, he forgot his hands on the sideline for that play.
Third and 3. We'll see where they go on this play. They have a lot of good short yardage picker-uppers for this play. They're going to throw it to Chambers, who's not going to get there. Good defense. 4th and 2. And you see there, Johnson over 200 yards on the day as well. But 4th down, another punt, as the defenses for both these teams have been solid.
Yeah, stepping it up. And, you know, the Jays are going to get this football in pretty decent field position unless we see just, you know, like a 70-yard punt out of nowhere, which I don't think we're going to see. But they'll probably get this around midfield.
This is high school. You know, most of these guys don't have cannons for legs.
Not just yet.
And this is going to be fielded, taken out to the 47 of the Raiders. Ruth takes it. That's where the Jays are going to get started. This defense for the Raiders keeping them in it, and they have given their offense so many opportunities today.
Yeah, they really have 4 takeaways, you know, 4 interceptions, and I think they got 10 points off of that, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, they capitalized a little bit, but they should have a lot more points on the board.
Throw here from Cline to Robinson, who's going to get the ball and 1 yard. Yards have not been there through the air for him. Like I said, I want to see him get involved on the ground.
Yeah, they're just not really calling run plays too much. Just maybe, I'm pretty sure it's less than 5 carries for the running backs here today for Northeast.
Second and 9 here. As that's the end of the third quarter.
On-field analysis of Harlow is really trying to get information out of head coach Dan Short as to why he's not handing the ball off to Ricky Robinson.
He's throwing the book at him, is what he's told me. Get your 4s up. Don't forget, it's fourth quarter. Here, 21-21 all.
High formation. They're going to throw it deep.
Time for a deep throw. Is Robinson even in the backfield in this play? If they hand it off and it's not him, I'm going to lose my mind. Cline throws it across the middle, and that's going to be caught for 2 yards, 3rd and 8.
Yeah, nice hit there from Vang, the outside linebacker. 3rd and 8. Why not throw it to Really, who's been having a really good game?
I'm only disappointed I didn't say it first.
I know.
3rd and 8.
I had to beat you.
I do believe that is Really one-on-one coverage who gets a beat off of his corner, but they're going to go the other way. Safety got over there. First down to Garnett, who spins out of man. He's down to the 10, the 5, spins inside again to the 3.
Oh my goodness, please clip that play. That was beautiful. What a run after the catch by Garnett. And that puts Cline over 330 yards passing in this ballgame. Look at this route. Perfect route. Harlow's loving it as well. The referee got absolutely obliterated. Parker Thomas misses a tackle. Jay Hayden whiffs on his tackle attempt. And then, whoop, another one. Finally brought down by two number 46s inside the 5-yard line. What a play by the Jays.
First and goal from the 3 for the Jays. Cline to throw. Under pressure. Back of the end zone. Tipped away by Langford.
Oh my goodness. I thought that was an easy pitch and catch, but he just had to lead him a little bit more, I think. That would have been an easy touchdown. Langford great out in coverage in tonight's matchup. A couple deflections, has that interception as well, even though he did fumble it. But they still maintain possession after his fumble.
I formation, time for a deep throw. No wide receivers, which means they're going to throw it, and certainly they do. Oh, my God. Out to McCool, who has his second touchdown of the day. Brenton McCool again.
Goodness. I'm pretty sure that makes him the first fullback in High School Football Alliance history with 2 touchdown receptions in the same game.
Brenton McCool. He, I don't even know what to say about this guy. He's had passing yards up the middle. He's had 2 receiving touchdowns as a fullback. You gotta love having the fullback get involved. Maybe Robinson needs to play fullback. That's how he gets touches in this offense.
Maybe. I mean, if you guys want to be a fullback for the Jays for, maybe season 3, this is definitely the spot for you. The Jays love to get the fullback involved.
Of course, when we get a user fullback here, that's when they're going to start handing off to the running back.
Yes, 30 times a game. We'll never see the fullback again.
Out a single back, too.
Yes.
28-21 is the score here as the Jays march down the field. And what about that throw? I mean, we talk about Really on that play, and they cover him. He gets the beat off the cornerback, but I think it was Greenberg was over there, and he adjusts over the top to take away the go route. And then you have to deal with Garnett on the out route, and he has some run after the catch ability and makes, a 30-yard, 40-yard play out of what should have just been a 10-yard completion.
Yeah, I mean, Really had, the player of the week, the record-shattering game last week. But, people forget that he's the number 2 receiver on this team. So Garnett is the number 1. I mean, we could be seeing our, another iteration of Clay Kersley and Tyron Trent, that kind of receiver duo here for Northeast this season.
First down and 10 for Johnson. Drops back, throws, slant, Otis Boudreau, first down.
Yeah, Boudreau, quite a bit of targets that resulted in no catches in this ball game. I think that's his 5th or 6th reception now. He's got double-digit targets. Good to see him get going on this first drive here in the fourth quarter for the Raiders.
Yeah, you got to get your pass catchers involved. Him and McFly have been big parts of this offense this season. Another close game, though, here for the Raiders. They got to get the offense rolling. Johnson, out route, Rowe. He's been quiet today. They've really taken him out of the picture. He's going to take 5 yards on first down.
Yeah, he did have the 1 touchdown. It was a short touchdown pass to him in the back of the end zone. But other than that, I think he's only got 2 other receptions in this entire ball game, which is, last week he had almost 10, I believe, 8 or 9 catches, I think, last week. So quite a dip in numbers compared to last week.
2nd and 5 at the 36. First down marker just before the 41. Hand off to Chambers, who's going to get blown up. He thought he had a lane. Instead, he only got a yard. 3rd down from that.
Yeah, he got crushed right at the line of scrimmage. Just another big hit by these safeties of Northeast. We mentioned Blotner, but the other guy on the other side is a big hitter as well.
3rd and 4 for Johnson and company. They're going to throw it. Slants. Boudreaux caught. 1st down to the 49-yard line. Slow and steady wins the race, they say, as Otis Boudreaux over 100 yards now on the day.
Yeah, 6 catches, 101 yards. I'm pretty sure he went over 100 last week as well. He did get quite a few of those catches and yards in garbage time with the Raiders down by a couple scores. But still, stats are stats. You got to take them.
Johnson under pressure, and that pressure is going to affect the throw. I don't know where he threw that to. I don't know how that's not intentional grounding.
I'm not sure either. Wheat was the closest man, and that is a member of the Jays. That's the second pass we've seen this game from Johnson where there just was not a receiver within at least 5 yards of the football. We have no idea who the intended target was on that pass.
2nd and 10. Even the camera crew, which always seemed to know who it was, even when there's no possible way, they didn't even have a suggestion on who that play was to. Johnson out route to Rowe, who's going to turn this upfield, get a 1st down. Fumble it, though, on the ground. The Jays recover.
Wow. Rowe, he's been quiet, like we've mentioned. Gets his 2nd catch of the drive, and it's a big one. Just gets absolutely walloped on the sideline, sandwiched between 2 defenders, and Jays recovered the fumble. Not sure who that is on the Jays. One of the linebackers, but that's a costly turnover as the Jays are on top by 7 right now. That looked like it was Olin Conaway, number 58, the left outside linebacker.
McFly couldn't get it as it went. It just was so quick. It went through his legs, and the Jays get the ball now. Going to throw across the middle. Almost picked by Thomas. And that's the thing about this Jays offense and the refusal to give Ricky Robinson the ball, for crying out loud, is that now in this case scenario, all of a sudden you can have them forcing it and a chance for the Raiders to force a turnover.
Yeah, I would love to see them run the football here and try to run this clock down. But instead, I think we're just going to see more of Klein throwing the pigskin. And, he's in dangerous territory here with the almost interception record. He's also closing in on tying the touchdown passes in the game record. Just needs one more to tie Fletcher Gross from Southwest.
2nd and 10, Klein out route. Going to be caught. Garnett, 5 yards. Yeah, you can talk about records. Obviously, there's a channel in the Discord. If you go under the Hall of History, you can see the High School Football Alliance records. You'll see a lot of Fletcher Gross when it comes to those passing records, as he has 5 of the 7 passing records. The only one he doesn't have is longest pass and completion percentage in a game. Klein to throw. Deep left side. He brought it down in double coverage. Danny Garnett. My word, what a play there from Danny Garnett in double coverage to bring it down over the top of Parker Thomas and Jay Hayden. Down to the 33 goes the Jays.
Klein closing in on 400 yards passing for the ball game.
1st and 10 now for Adam Klein. Throws it to Ricky Robinson, who gets a yard. That seems to be the only way they will give him the football.
Yeah, he's got like 7 catches for about 10 yards receiving, so it hasn't worked out too well for the Jays offense so far, but everybody else seems to be racking up the yards.
2nd and 9 from the 32. You really need to stop them here if you're the Raiders. Handoff. Robinson finally gets the ball outside with a lane. Going to get about a yard away from the 1st down. There wasn't a very impressive run, but we're excited because we never get to see Ricky Robinson run the football.
Run, Ricky, run. As soon as you get that ball, buddy.
Never give it
Take
back.
downfield. Don't you ever give it back.
Look at me.
Oh my goodness.
Look at. He needs to go up. He's gonna go up to Klein after the play and go. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the quarterback now.
Oh my goodness. Run it again. Let's go. 3rd and 1.
They're going to throw it, of course. But they throw it to the tight end who's going to get the first down, moving the chains.
Yeah, 3rd and 1. Typically, you just throw it, right? Every time. Got to do it.
When in doubt, air it out.
Oh, that's all they've been doing.
1st and 10, offsides, free play, Klein. Underneath, though, going to get tipped away, knocked away. That was, looked like Parker Thomas and Armani Langford in the area. But the Raiders now backs against the wall. They're already down 7. Any points at this point of the game is really bad situation for the Raiders. We're in danger of falling 2 straight weeks. And for a team that I think had such high expectations as Southeast, starting 0-2 is rough in an 8-game season.
Yeah, with 9 user players, there was really high expectations, like you said. But to be fair, 2 straight away games for them. Let's see what they can do at home, and see if they can get back on track there and get a nice big win against their next opponent at home in front of the home crowd. So I'm sure they'll be pretty excited to see their team for the first time next week.
Throw out to, that's McCool. McCool looking for TD number 3, but down to the 3-yard line goes to McCool as Jay Hayden on the tackle. You mentioned their next home game, their first home game of the season will be next week as they host the International Comets. So Comets, they had a couple new faces added to the team this week that you should see on the upcoming game. They added, let's see if I look at the list, added receiver, and they added a tight end on the team. Handoff, Robinson. Can't get a touchdown. That's unfortunate. As he can go down, Vang and Langford on the tackle.
Yeah, Langford having a good game. 7 tackles, 2 for loss, a couple deflections, had that interception as well. Ben, I think he's been the most standout player on this defense for Southeast in this young season. Well, I'm expecting another fullback pass at some point here to McCool, but not on this play when it's just single back.
2nd and goal. See what they do here. Big drive for the Raiders defense. Out route caught. Touchdown.
Oh, my goodness.
Ties the record. Danny Garnett in the end zone for 6, and Adam Klein with his 5th touchdown pass of the game, tying Fletcher Gross for most touchdown passes in a single game. Last time there was 5 touchdowns a game was week 5 of season 1. He's joining elite company with Fletcher Gross, who owns most of the passing records.
Yeah, and Klein already 7 touchdown passes on this season. Ian Harlan, previous quarterback for the Jays, finished the season with just 11. So Klein lighting up the stat sheet.
2 straight weeks, the Raiders defense has given up 30+.
And that is tough, but you got to think about it. North Central, we had no idea what to expect from that offense. Rocky Clearwater was just phenomenal, a record-breaking performance. Really a tough running back to defend. And then, the next week they go up against arguably the most high-power offense in the league this season so far in the Jays, who just are slinging it left and right. At ease, even with 4 picks, it doesn't even matter. 5 touchdowns is crazy.
Penalty flag on the play, so we'll see what the call is. But yeah, and the Raiders aren't that far away from this being a tie game. You go back to that Rowe fumble. That was a momentum killer. As it's going to be holding, and that's another momentum killer right there. It's going to back him up quite a bit. Number 93. That's on the defensive line. See if I can pull up exactly who that was so we can shame him. That would be Gino Kowalski.
Man, Kowalski, go sit on the bench, buddy.
And he will, because offense is on the field. Mark Johnson Jr. He has 4 minutes, 31 seconds, and 3 timeouts to pull off a miracle. Single coverage at the bottom of the screen, though. We know they like to run the go route at the bottom. Not a very good get off the line. Throw underneath, caught by Rowe, gets out of bounds, 6 yards.
Very exciting 6-yard reception. They're breaking a couple tackles, but Rowe, just his fourth catch. Last one, he fumbled it. You know, it hasn't been a great game for him. He does have the touchdown, though. Gonna have to start throwing deep here pretty soon.
2nd and 4, yeah, you are, because you need 2 touchdowns and you need to stop. So you need to score quick and get the ball back quick. Johnson to throw. Screen to Chambers, who's going to step out of bounds after a gain of 1. At least stepping out of the bounds saves time right now, but you, like you said, you need to get your foot on the gas.
Yeah, you got Boudreaux. You know, you already hit on one deep pass on a post that resulted in a touchdown. Why not go back to it? You know, McFly had a great catch on a corner route to set up a touchdown inside the 5-yard line. So you got to find those 2 playmakers.
Bunch to the bottom. Gonna throw, caught, 1st down. That is Boudreaux on the reception. They go hurry up, just over 4 minutes to go in this game. Mark Johnson Jr. under center. Gonna check it down to Chambers. Chambers turns it upfield, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Not a good play there.
Oh, man, now they're going to get stuck in the no huddle. Hopefully he doesn't go right back to Chambers because that is just not a recipe for success.
Johnson to throw. Looking under pressure across the middle of the row. Spins out one guy. That spin move is pretty good when he's not fumbling. 1st down.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few spin moves from receivers here today. Garnett and now Rowe spinning people out.
Looking, Boudreaux, caught him! What a play to throw him open just in the little hole, the soft spot in the zone. Blotner couldn't get over, and they get across midfield.
Yeah, and Blotner got over there pretty quick, too.
Throw, Boudreaux, open, 1st down again. Now they're getting a little bit of a rhythm. Where was this?
Well, we did see this at the end of last week's game as well, and they ended up throwing a pick intended for McFly.
Out route caught. It's going to be out to the 18. Red zone trip now for the Raiders. Under 3 minutes to go. Johnson, end zone shot, tipped up, incomplete, looking for Rowe.
And he had Boudreaux open at the top of the screen. You know, he got a quick step in the first 5 yards. He just had to throw it on, you know, throw him open, but luckily for them, Blotner doesn't come away with his 2nd pick of the night.
It's scary throwing those go routes over on Boudreaux's side when you know Blotner can range over. And even on that one play a couple plays ago where they did hit him, Blotner was right there. 3rd and 4 to go here, and they need a touchdown. Touchdown or bust on this drive. Johnson. Out route, perfect play call, and that's going to be a 1st down, gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, beautiful execution there, and they don't get stuck in a no-huddle situation, getting out of bounds, stopping the clock. Haywood Durant, nice reception here on the out route, just completely wide open, uncovered. And, you know, they can settle down here, call a nice play, and hopefully Johnson will be able to find his open man in the end zone. They got to score here right now. They got to preserve that 2-minute warning and their timeouts.
Johnson, as you see his stats on the day, 11 yards away from the end zone, 5 receivers on the field, no McFly, which is an interesting choice. Johnson to throw out to Chambers. It's not even Chambers, it's the backup. He's just going to get out of bounds. I don't hate that. Basically just a throwaway to stop the clock.
Yeah, Maldonado, I believe that's his first career reception. Seen him on kick returns here tonight a little bit. But yeah, just a throwaway play. Nothing crazy happened. You didn't force it, you know, in the middle of the field and get picked off. So, you know, take a breath. Again, go in the playbook, find that perfect play call.
2nd and 11. You got all the stars for the Raiders on the field right now. Looking, McFly has it, going for the end zone, touchdown, Geno McFly.
Yeah, beautiful execution. McFly wide open. Look at this out route. Perfectly placed throw as well. And just runs through the arm tackle. Easy money for this Raiders offense.
With 2:41 to go, it's not over yet. The Raiders still have life. You got 3 timeouts. You don't even necessarily need to get or kick an onside kick right now. You probably will, but With those 3 timeouts, you have time to work with. You have the 2-minute warning still.
Yeah, knowing APF, they're probably going to go onside kick here, which is a little unfortunate because, if I'm the head coach, I'm kicking this deep. I'm letting my defense hold them. You don't even need to get a 3 and out yet. You can maybe allow one quick first down, if anything, but we are going to see the onside kick attempt. Who knows? We have seen a onside recovery in the High School Football Alliance.
Stanford Bond with the only successful onside kick, Duong to kick it. It's going to be fielded with ease by the Jays. It's not over yet. They still have 3 timeouts. But now it comes down to this defense. This defense has been up and down this season, and a lot of people might be disappointed in how they've played. But it comes down to them to get a stop here with 2:40 to go in this game.
Yeah, they just gotta relax. Don't make mistakes here. A small mistake could result in a big play for Northeast.
Are they going to run the football? They do. Robinson up the middle. No yards. D-Dent on the tackle.
Tackles. Yep. He's been relatively good. I'm pretty sure he climbed on a stack earlier in the second half. But other than that, I haven't really called him at all today. Nice to see Robinson get a carry. Too bad. It's a little bit too late in this game. You're just going to run the ball. The Raiders, looks like they know you're going to run it. So Robinson is going to have a hard time finding some open space, I think.
2nd down and 10 now for the Jays. Defense stacking the box. Only 2 players were even behind the line of scrimmage. And they're going to let that go down 2-minute warning, which is the right call. We'll see what they call here on 2nd down. I assume it's going to be a run. No real reason to risk it. I mean, the defense has played pretty well.
Who knows? Maybe we'll see another record-breaking performance for this passing attack for the Jays. Maybe touchdown number 6 on the way.
We do have 1 receiver on the field. Toss play. Robinson cuts it back up, breaks a tackle, fighting forward, and they're going to call their first timeout. 3rd and 5 coming up, and that's a big run because now all of a sudden there's a consideration for throwing it, and there's a consideration for maybe getting a couple yards and kicking a field goal.
Yeah, either way, this offense could put an end to this ball game, but I want to see Robinson get another carry here, but they'll probably end up throwing it.
3rd and 5, the game on the line. Hand off to Robinson up the middle. He has the first down to the 24-yard line. I don't think it's over quite yet, but I can hear the fat lady warming up.
Yes, Lizzo is in the wings. She is waiting, and only 1 timeout left for the Raiders. Robinson, not many carries tonight, but that one is the biggest one of his career so far. Might just seal a win.
Clutch running from Robinson. Maybe this is why they weren't giving him the ball earlier. They wanted him to be fresh for this point.
I mean, I guess that's one way to look at it, Dan Short, coach of the year last season, he knows what he's doing. So maybe he just knows his team better than we do.
Victory formation out for the Jays as they are ready to kneel this one down. Final timeout off the board for the Raiders, and this one is on its way to being done. It's a great game from both these 2 teams, and obviously the Raiders, I'm sure, not too happy with how their team started, especially on defense. I know they weren't happy with their performance against the Eagles, and now with the Jays tying a record on them. That's 2 straight weeks that a record has been broken or tied on this defense. But it's a long season. They have time to adjust. But I think the biggest thing to watch with this team, though, I don't know if you agree, but it's Bart John. Does he remain the coach through the rest of the season?
Yeah, it's been a really tough start for them. 2 straight away games. That's really hard for any team, no matter who it is. But I do like how the defense responded here in this game. They were getting torched by Klein and this air raid offense, essentially. And they made some adjustments, ended up getting 4 takeaways. But the problem was their offense wasn't putting enough points on the board to really, take control of the game as much as Bart John would have liked. So I don't know if you can really say that, he's only got 1 or 2 games left. Let's see what this team can do at home in front of their fans and see if they can maybe be a little bit more consistent on the offensive side of the football before we see any more coach firings.
Clock's going to tick down to about 30 some odd seconds to go. The field goal unit is on. The field goal would pretty much seal this one and make it a 10-point game. I mean, crazier things have happened, but I feel like you need a block or a miss here for any hope.
There's no guarantee he makes this.
Kick is up. It has the leg for it, and it's good 45 yards out. No doubt. I think that would have been good from like 55. Denver Graff. With just mile-high leg right there. And
I guess so.
Yeah, 38-28 now. Coincidentally, I believe that's the same amount of points that the Eagles scored last week. 38. So maybe the offense just needs to be shooting for 39. Either way, offense is going to get one more chance. And I mean, technically, there's hope.
Yeah, there's still time, but they need a touchdown on their very first play, and then an onside kick, and then another touchdown. It's possible, but is it going to happen? Probably not.
Chambers gets it out to 21-yard line, 23 seconds to go. We'll see if they can, at the very least, get some stat padding, which I'm sure the user players wouldn't mind the extra boost in progression. So, ain't not playing for nothing right now. Johnson to throw. Screenplay to Chambers. Going to spin it back inside, get a first down. Hurry up offense. This should be the last play of the game, assuming it's tackled inbound under 10 seconds to go for the Raiders offense. Johnson's going to spike it, so there's going to be one play after this. But you mentioned both these teams playing, they played good football. The Raiders, I don't think have anything to hang their heads about. They have some things they need to address, they need to fix. Like you mentioned, they go home next week, play the Comets. And it's not time to panic. You have time to fix the issues that you've had. And like you said, you've faced two tough teams. We really haven't seen Eagles against anyone else, but we know the Jays' offense was great last season. It's been great this season. Pump fake, throws it deep for Johnson, who's going to throw this one away. And one more play. They keep dragging this ending out.
Yeah, they just don't want to go home just yet. They're trying to get this offense in a rhythm. And, I mentioned before, they definitely regrouped and played a lot better after that first quarter where the Jays got out to a really hot start. But they made adjustments, and most of them seemed to work. But the passing attack for the Jays is just looking a little bit too deadly for pretty much anybody, I think.
Last play of the game, Johnson out route going to be caught, and that's 4 yards, and that is the final score here in Northeast, 38-28. Jays stay dominant at home as they go to 2-0 on the season. Raiders falling to 0-2. Look at the stats there. 3 turnovers for the Raiders. I think the biggest one was that fumble there from Rowe.
Yeah, that fumble really hurt them. McFly didn't even have a chance to recover it either. It bounced through his legs and hands so quickly. The Jays defense just fell right onto it. But, just too much of a slow start for the Raiders and allowing a fast start for the Jays. I think that's the biggest difference here today. Cline, almost 400 yards, ties Fletcher Gross's touchdown record for touchdowns in a game. Also tied the interception record, but it didn't matter. They still won by 10 points. The Raiders defense has given up 76 points this season. That's been the biggest difference. They cannot stop the star players of the opposing offenses.
205 yards for Garnett. He wasn't even the leading receiver last week. And he's still 60 yards away from the record. So, we could have had back-to-back record-breaking weeks for the Jays. But yeah, you look at these two teams. Defense for the Raiders, though, ball hawking. Linebacker Armani Langford got involved in it. Parker Thomas got a pick. Meadows, Greenberg, or was it Greenberg? Yeah, he got a pick. This defense has a lot of talent, and like you said, though, I mean, the offense got to pick it up a little bit. That slow start hurt them. Johnson's he had a hard time finding that connection with his receivers until the second half.
Yeah, he did, but You know, you got to look at it this way. He had, 350 plus yards passing today. He tied the Southeast record for touchdown passes in a game, which Jasper Ives did twice last season, and Garrett Young did once in his only start. But, you know, he's doing pretty well so far. And it just, like you said, he has to be a little bit more consistent. They have to get off to a quicker start. And, you know, him and Boudreaux, they go on these spurts where, you know, they connect, you know, pass after pass after pass, and then we'll have a stretch of, you know, 5 or 6 passes where they're really just off the mark, and it's like they're just two completely different players. They got to figure that out, be more consistent, and I think this offense can go to the next level.
I agree. As you get a look there at the kicker who put it through for the final point of the day, and take a look at player of the game. I'm guessing player of the game, it might be someone on the Jays. Maybe that Garnett guy, maybe Klein. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those two. It has to be. I don't think anybody else has a shot at it.
And we'll see who it is. It is Denny Garnett, second straight week Klein. You could argue gets snubbed, but 200 yards from receiver, it's hard to argue against. Denny Garnett, congratulations. And that's going to do it from us here in the HCU studios. This has been High School Football Week 2. We look forward to the rest of the games this week. And as always, I'm Hammer. He's Klein. Have a good one.
Take it easy, guys.